darkness, my old friend.
Greetings and welcome to Old Drunken Discography, where old friends, fans come together to BS, argue, occasionally agree, and discuss a music artist. I'm your host, Jason, and I realized I probably need to pre-record that entire speech because I get tired of saying it.
We've talked about it before.
We
have
mentioned it.
Pre-recorded segments. We'll do that for the sponsors. We'll do that for the nachos. We'll do that for the memes. We'll do it for the everythings.
I like nachos.
Your other hosts are Tim and Bill.
I mean,
Hashtag Mac is whack.
Yep.
Say nice nacho supreme with lettuce and olives and tomatoes and sour cream and salsa and green sauce.
Food.
Nah, man, never stop talking.
You can get me hungry.
Yes.
We got a Pink
Hungry
Floyd album to talk
O.
about
Get 'em
tonight.
hungry.
It's going to make me hungry too, so stick around for that. We got Pink Floyd discography. We're doing one album at a time. We're recording them, taking our time, but they're all going to release 3 weeks in a row, probably around December, so stick around for that. But today we're talking
Sonic Sundays.
Yeah, if you
We gotta you can join the channel. You can we got a tier list that gets you all kinds of awesome things, and we're constantly trying to think of new things to give you guys. Let us know what you want. Yeah.
I want a magnet.
Hit us up in Discord.
Bottle openers.
Ooh, yeah.
ODD bottle openers. All right, we're here to talk about Bookends. Who wants to start this one off?
I can. You got the Bookends theme starting us all off.
I'll start us off, man. Fuck it. Bookends. This is another one I got on vinyl. The opening track, it's kind of pointless, but it's super short, so whatever. No points off for it. Saved the Life of My Child, definitely more experimental musically than the previous records. Great lyrics. America, I'm not sure all the tempo changes and the vocal changes work throughout the song. The quieter, slow sections kind of take away from the song, I think. But the rest of it was fantastic. This was like an up and down song. Overs, another one about drifting apart. I like the line, but there's no laughs left because we laughed them all. Voices of Old People.
Only song by Art Garfunkel.
I know this one. I looked this one up. I knew this was an Art song. But this is where I'll state my issue with this album. I get what they're going for, but I don't think it works with just one side of a record.
And what year was this again? This was still what?
66?
68. Okay. Yeah, again, our Experience comes out in the 67.
Right, but I get what they're trying to do.
Sell out 67.
I don't think 15 minutes is enough time to get the concept out, because the concept, it's great, it's good. But hey, at least Art has a song credit here, I guess. I looked that one up. Old Friends, beautiful closing track, and one I think touches on the concept the best. And I love how it flows right into Bookends. Again, fantastic. The B-side, even if it's just random singles and not part of the concept, is super fucking strong. The vocal delivery on Faking It, the guitar tones. Punky's Dilemma, it just made me hungry. A lot of weird analogies going on. It's a good one, though. Mrs. Robinson, top song. I've always loved this song. The Beatles references, the melody, how the vocals come in when you're not expecting it. In the beginning, it feels unfinished, but that's kind of part of the charm of it. It's just a masterful pop song. I never get tired of hearing Mrs. Robinson. A Hazy Shade of Winter is great. This could easily fit into the theme of Bookends, like how time passes by so fast when you're buried in your work. At the Zoo, and I want to give a shout out to Simon and Garfunkel for writing a song about going to the zoo and not just taping a bunch of bullshit animal noises. I'm looking at you, Pink Floyd. Super fun song and lyrically on point with humanity in a strange way. So I quite liked Bookends.
I mean, I could definitely follow that up here. So coming off of Parsley, Sage, Rosemary, and Thyme, I was curious if they were going to continue the trend or not. As I said, this is the album that I was not 100% familiar with going into the deep dive of this discography. Um, so some of this stuff surprised me to an extent. Some of it was like, okay, that single had to be on some album. Here's where it was. Bookends, I know it was a quiet, short intro. Uh, Saved the Life of My Child. I said there was a lot going on, but it works for that song. Top song contender. America. I put Pretty Song, but not the best Apart Lover song that they have in their discography. They've got better, but it's still good. Overs, it's a slower mess song. So this was the first song in this discography that I was not 100% on board with and that I
Oh,
would probably skip.
Overs?
Overs. Yes.
Oh, weird.
Um, it just, I don't know, it just wasn't as on board with it as I was with other tracks.
I mean, they did the
Voices of,
exact same song earlier on Parsley and much better. I mean, it is a
yeah.
rehash kind of.
Yeah.
Voice of Old People, meh. I mean, again, I could kind of skip that one here.
Ooh, it's an art song though.
I never said I liked art songs.
Oh, okay.
He has his moments, but it's definitely not this one. Uh,
Hell, this might be his
oh,
best one.
It's funny too because like just even as a cultural milestone, my whole life, and I'm an old man at this point, like Art Garfunkel has always been the butt of a joke.
I mean, the real
He's
talent
never
is fucking
not been
Simon,
funny.
dude. I was gonna
Yeah,
save it for a later one, but I'll say it here. Paul Simon is the talent behind this band.
I mean, everybody's known that the entire time. Yeah.
Like,
Garfunkel just adds a little bit of magic.
So people say.
He's a good muse, I guess, because Simon writes
Yeah.
some really good shit on the next one, and it's aimed at. I mean, he's been aiming at him for a while now, but it comes
Got
through on the next one.
Garfunkel.
Yeah. So I'll give him that.
Uh,
He's a good inspiration for Paul Simon.
oh, for sure. I mean, I'll say that usually after Voice of Old People, you have Old Friends, which I thought had really solid strings, top song contender, the Bookends theme again. I liked how it worked here. The B-side, Getting Here, Faking It, enjoyed it. Punky's Dilemma. Had some interesting stuff going on, but it wasn't like my favorite, but it was still good. I enjoyed it. Mrs. Robinson, as Jason said, classic. Um, it's not my favorite of their singles, but I would definitely say probably one of their most recognizable pre 10 years ago. But of course, with Sound of Silence and Disturbed coming out, it's right. Disturbed's one did the
What?
cover.
What?
Yeah, but I mean, it just got popularized again. So
Yeah, no, I know. And I actually ended up hearing it at one point. It was, as I've said in this playlist, there is only one version of that song you will ever need.
yeah,
And Disturbed did not make it.
no. I mean it because I was like, oh my god, but you got everything going on the side. It's like, yeah, but like the original set of sides, it was so the quiet acoustic like made it so much more impactful.
Yeah.
Anyways, we're not talking about that. We're talking about Hazy Shade of Winter here in Bookends. And I just really love the lyrics and the vocals on that one. Um, Phenomenal song. At the Zoo, I mean, I just love the guitars. This by far one of my favorite.
Could have used more birds, huh?
Yeah. So actually, and then the other one.
Turn birds or
So actually, a note, and just the bonus track that was on the 2001 CD release of this one. You don't know where your interest lies. Um, would have been also one hell of a banger of a closer. Uh, Given the fact that it's not the closer and at the zoo is, you don't know, I would have said would potentially have been my favorite closer, but because the closer is actually at the zoo is probably my second favorite closer then for the discography.
Okay, sure, I can
Okay.
see that.
Still a hell of a closer.
I just want to shout out Forrest Gump. Side D starts off with "The birds turn, turn, turn." Bit Tim. So,
Nice. There you go. Exactly.
my only problem with Bookends, like I like the ideal of telling the story from birth to death, which I know we'll get to another album that pulls it off much better. But that's the problem is it's only
Well,
one side of a record. It doesn't. There's not enough. That's too short for life. There's too many big moments in life to cover on one side of a record. Like if it was the whole album, it could have been a double album. I think it's ambitious, and what they've done here is some of the best they've done up to this point. It just
and you're saying this just as the album.
as the album as a whole. I love the B
Okay,
side of
sure.
this
Okay.
record. The B side of this is where this album really shines for me.
I'll agree with that. The B side is where this is at.
Well, it's your turn.
Yeah. Oh, okay. Well, I'll start at the beginning then. No spoilers. The B side is where this is at. The theme works very nicely into "Save the Life of My Child," and I do like the that '60s fuzz production. It sounds very warm. It's got a lovely fidelity to it, but it's still Simon and Garfunkel. Um, America, I know I've heard that before. I know I've heard that before somewhere. Um, and then I was kind of in the same boat with Bill on Overs, but I powered through, and that thing really did develop very nicely into a really beautiful package. Um, it definitely a grower of a song where, yeah,
I
it's
like that one.
you think it's a skipper, but if you don't skip it, it definitely pays off. Um, and then the next couple, I think, are kind of like they're just there. And then yeah, you flip it over. I thought "Faking It" again. It's not like the greatest song ever, but it's certainly like it's the first thing on this album. I'm like, okay, I can get behind this. This sounds pretty good. And I also will have been wondering kind of all day long, is it like, are they singing about their own career here? I'm not sure. I got to go back to it. But I definitely will. That was an enjoyable song. Um, and Punky's Dilemma is okay. It wasn't as good as I was anticipating. It was such a great title.
Right?
And
That's an
then
episode.
yeah, right. Um, it is. Mrs. Robinson, yeah, I'll give that one to you guys. That's a catchy song. It's a cool bass line. Um, there's better versions of it out there, but it's fine. And speaking of which, again, A Hazy Shade of Winter, um, the Bangles version I think is superior. That's also a song very near and dear to my nostalgic heart. And yeah, I mean, top song contender. That's just a great song. And then at the zoo, like it still feels very Simon and Garfunkel-y. We're still very much in the folk mode, but the gospel has definitely turned into '60s rock. And yeah, the B side here, the best group of songs we've heard so far. That's like, well, you can hear the turning point here.
Okay, who's got the dot?
Oh, I think
Tim's
I have
got
the
the
dot
dot.
this time. Yeah.
Yep, you have the dot.
Well, Bill Bill, I think this is going to shoot to his number one. I think that's a gimme.
That would be incorrect.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Hmm. You're gonna put down to number 3 then?
I've been fighting with this all day, and I'm going to say you're still incorrect.
So number 2.
Number 4.
Whoa!
What the fuck is wrong with you?
I like Wednesday morning. Color code's going to tell all. Trust me.
Oh, good. Can't wait. Okay. Well, that's interesting. I think Jason's gonna have it number 2.
That is incorrect.
Do I dare say number 1?
You dare.
Okay.
You
Yeah,
dare.
it is a strong B-side. I agree with you there.
This is easily their best work thus far, even if they have that stupid Voices of Old People song on here.
Well, and I've been going back and forth with this one all day because you're right. Like, this is the strongest work we've seen so far. But the A side here is weak enough that I still think that the other album might be stronger as an album. So I'm gonna put it at number 2.
I mean, the A side. The only reason I don't like the A side is because I think the concept they were going for fails. But if you remove the stupid art song, the other songs, America, I like America. It's weird and it doesn't quite work, but lyrically, the lyrics of that song are fucking great. Save the Life,
Yeah.
that's the top song. And
I mean,
I like Overs.
Yeah, I'll sit in Over's camp. I like
Old
Overs.
Friends, that song was just fucking beautiful.
I'm gonna say Overs is the highlight of side A, even.
I wouldn't go that far.
Well, you got something better?
America?
No. Old
I gotta
Friends.
hear that one again.
I'd go Old Friends. I think that's
Yeah,
the
Old
best
I gotta hear that one again too, I think.
All right. Well, one more to go. Bridge over troubled water. We'll see.
Foreshadow much?
Yeah. We'll get there. Stick around for that. We're a playlist link channel. Hit the playlist link down below. Leave us a comment down below. We're all sitting at different number ones. Who do you agree with the most? Let us know. Herp, let us know. What's your favorite Simon and Garfunkel album? Same to you, Ed. Be safe.
Venom, welcome to hell.
And make good decisions.
And then you go a little woo, and then a little whoop, 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 and then it's all, and then you're ready to go again.
Yo, come back now, you hear?